Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into a really fascinating book from the King James version of the Bible, Habakkuk. It's short, but wow, it packs a punch.
It really does.
And if you're thinking, ancient text, what's the relevance? Well, get ready. This book tackles huge questions that feel incredibly current.
Absolutely. Things like, why does the world seem so unfair sometimes? Where is justice? And how do you keep faith when things just don't seem to make sense? It's very raw.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we'll follow Habakkuk's journey. We start with his cry against injustice, then look at the really surprising answer he gets,
Oh, definitely surprising.
and finally how he struggles but ultimately finds, well, a kind of profound faith in the middle of it all.
It's quite a transformation, a real clash between what humans expect and, well, how divine actions sometimes unfold.
Okay, let's dive right in. Chapter 1, verses 2 to 4. This is Habakkuk's first complaint, and he is not holding back.
No, not at all.
He says, O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. I mean, that's raw.
It's desperate, isn't it? You can feel the frustration just pouring out. He's looking around and seeing iniquity, grievance, spoiling, violence.
Yeah, those words really paint a picture.
They do. It's like society's just crumbling around him. Strife and contention are everywhere. Feels like total chaos.
Yeah.
Does that resonate at all? That feeling of disorder?
Oh, completely. And look at the result he points to. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth.
Right. Imagine the legal system just failing. No accountability. Justice is absent.
And he thinks he knows why. He says, For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
That's that gut-wrenching feeling, isn't it? Seeing people do terrible things and not just get away with it, but actually like thrive because of it, while good people suffer.
Yeah, it's that sense of the wrong people winning. Have you ever felt like you're watching that play out, where the morally questionable seem to be in charge?
I think many people have felt that. That's Habakkuk's world right then.
Mhm.
And it really taps into that universal feeling, of praying, crying out, but feeling like you're facing silence when injustice is so visible.
That powerlessness, which makes God's answer, starting in verse 5 of chapter 1,
Oh.
so jarring.
Jarring is a good word. Unexpected doesn't quite cut it. God says he's going to raise up the Chaldeans, the Babylonians, to execute his judgment.
The Babylonians.
Yeah, the Lord says, Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which you will not believe, though it be told you. It's a stunner.
Wow, talk about a twist. God's answer to injustice is this group known for being brutal.
Exactly, and the description backs that up. They're called a bitter and hasty nation.
Swift, too, right? Swifter than the leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves, and they fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. Sounds terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying, a relentless force. Their horsemen shall spread themselves. They shall come all for violence. They just roll over fortified cities, deride every stronghold.
Okay, but this is where it gets really, really tricky and maybe deeply uncomfortable.
Go on.
This violent nation, the Chaldeans, God says he ordained them for judgment and established them for correction. So Habakkuk complains about injustice, and God's solution looks like even more injustice, at least on the surface. How does that work? Is God endorsing their methods?
That's the core of the tension, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what Habakkuk himself is wrestling with. He's protesting wickedness, and the answer involves a power that seems, well, even more wicked.
Yeah.
And the text even highlights their arrogance. It says, Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing his power unto his God.
They give credit to themselves, to their idols.
Which adds this layer of, dark irony. It just makes the whole problem of justice even more complicated. It really does. And that leads us straight into Habakkuk's second round of questions, chapter 1, verse 12, going into chapter 2.
Right. He basically says, okay, hold on, God. You're of purer eyes than to behold evil. You canst not look on iniquity.
A statement of God's holiness.
Exactly. So, wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he?
It's a powerful challenge. How could a holy God use or even seem to tolerate such profound wickedness as an instrument?
He feels like people are just helpless like fishes of the sea or creeping things with no ruler, just being scooped up.
Yeah, they take up all of them with the angle, they catch them in their net. It's an image of total vulnerability and exploitation by this ruthless power.
And he points out their idolatry again, right? Therefore they sacrifice unto their net and burn incense unto their drag. They're worshiping their own tools of conquest.
They are. They attribute their success entirely to their own might.
So faced with this massive contradiction, this deeply troubling answer, what does Habakkuk do?
This is crucial. Chapter 2, verse 1, he says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me.
He decides to wait.
He decides to wait, to watch, to listen for God's next word. Even though he's confused, maybe even angry, he doesn't just walk away. He positions himself to hear more. That takes something.
It really does, and God does answer again. He tells him, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Make it clear for everyone to see.
Yes, because the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
So there's this promise. Justice is coming. The vision will be fulfilled. It might take time, but it's certain. Patience is required.
And right in the middle of that instruction comes this incredibly famous line, verse 4.
Ah, yes. Foundational.
Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
That contrast is key. The arrogant, the self-reliant Chaldean, his soul isn't right. But the righteous person finds life, finds sustenance, finds their way through by faith, by trusting God.
Even when things look bleak, even when you don't understand.
Especially then, perhaps. It's about reliance on God's character and promises, not on immediate circumstances or complete understanding. This idea, the just shall live by faith, echoed through centuries of theology for a reason.
It really feels like a shift, doesn't it? Amidst all the confusion and the scary stuff about the Chaldeans, here's this anchor, faith.
Exactly. It offers a different way to navigate reality. And then the rest of chapter 2 unfolds as a series of woes, pronouncements of judgment.
Against the oppressor, right. Primarily the Chaldeans here, but it feels broader.
Oh, definitely broader. These apply to any power built on injustice. They cover a lot of ground.
Like what kind of things are condemned?
Well, there's greed. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Endless accumulation.
Right. Building wealth unjustly.
Then there's violence and exploitation. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Using people, basically. There's even one about getting your neighbor drunk to take advantage of them.
Yes. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. It's about exploiting vulnerability. Really graphic.
And the imagery is so strong, too, like the stone crying out from the wall.
Verse 11. The stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. It's like creation itself testifies against the injustice. There's no escaping accountability.
And it contrasts all this with the futility of idols.
Right at the end of the woes, verses 18 and 19, woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. It mocks the idea of trusting in something lifeless.
Compared to
the ultimate reality declared in verse 14, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. That's the long game. That's the ultimate end. Injustice might reign for a season, but God's glory will prevail.
And it finishes that chapter with that powerful image. But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him.
A call for reverence. A reminder of who is truly sovereign.
Okay, so that leads us to the final chapter, chapter 3, Habakkuk's prayer. And his tone feels different now.
It really does. After hearing God, after hearing the woes, there's a shift. He starts with awe, maybe even holy fear. O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid.
He's acknowledging God's power now in a new way.
Yes, and he makes this plea. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In wrath, remember mercy. He accepts the judgment is coming, but he asks for compassion within it.
And then comes this incredible poem, really, verses 3 to 15, describing God's coming in power.
Oh, it's stunning poetry. Vivid imagery, God coming from Teman, brightness like the light, pestilence marching before him, the earth shaking, mountains scattering. It's a theophany.
A revealing of God's immense power and majesty.
Exactly. It puts everything into perspective. This isn't just about Judah and Babylon. It's about the God who commands creation itself.
But then, after all that cosmic power, the ending becomes intensely personal. Verses 17 to 19. For me, this is the heart of it.
I agree. It's where everything lands.
He says, even if everything falls apart, although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines. Even if the livestock are gone, the flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls.
Total devastation. worst-case scenario.
Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation.
What a declaration.
The Lord God is my strength. I mean, the transformation from how long, O Lord, to this is just incredible.
Profound. He's moved from demanding answers and immediate justice to finding his joy and strength in God himself, regardless of the circumstances. His foundation has shifted. It's not about getting what he expected. It's about trusting who God is.
So wrapping up our deep dive into Habakkuk, we've seen this amazing journey, haven't we? From crying out against unfairness
To receiving answers that were, frankly, difficult and unsettling.
to wrestling with those answers, waiting on God.
And finally landing in a place of incredible, unwavering faith. Faith not based on easy circumstances, but on God's own character.
It really speaks to that human struggle, doesn't it? Dealing with things we don't understand, things that feel wrong, and figuring out where to find solid ground.
Absolutely. Habakkuk shows us that God's plans might be bigger, maybe stranger, than we initially grasp, and that living by faith means trusting even when the picture isn't fully clear, even when answers seem slow in coming.
Which brings us to a final thought, something for you, our listener, to maybe ponder. How does Habakkuk's story challenge your own ideas about justice, about how things should work out? What does it really mean for you to trust, to have faith, when the answers aren't immediate or aren't what you hoped for?
It's a deep question. What anchors you when the fig tree doesn't blossom?
Something to think about long after this deep dive ends.